All right, TJ, I'm ready. Let's do it. Hold on. Let's get some charts up here. All right. Okay, so we saw. Let me shut off this here. We saw a little selling yesterday. It does happen occasionally. It looked rather serious when it began, and it wasn't, it was an afternoon as the bond markets had a little tipsy there. Um, and they weren't able to bounce. Right? They didn't do their typical rally into the end of the day. So we'll see whether you can see, things are back up here. We'll see if they're back up to the highs, but everything's pretty much green. Yields, on the other hand, continue to go down. So that's a help. Hey, Fabio. Fabio's in YouTube there. So SPX, there is a big open interest here. That's your downside supposed support level just based on that. So if it dips down there, and there is some premium down there. There's my note. There was some premium down below there. Let me look again. $43.30, 43 and a quarter, 43.30. But the thing to watch for right now, the markets are up, and we'll see where they are. SPX. I mean the futures. But should it get down here, right, and you sell, say here, I mean it should be okay. There's an unfilled gap that's so far away. We'll see if it should even get close to there. But I think that's a safe zone down below there for a day. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. There's really no support, nonetheless. I think it's far enough away, especially with that big open interest, But should it get down there, right, for whatever reason, and the whole thing with these open interests that I see, it's such a simple concept. You just look at where there's huge open interest, and there's just big open interest here at the 75 as well. And you got to look at the monthlies, and so some are going to expire on Friday. So Friday could be the day that things really light up, if they're going to. There's a big open interest at 75, and then there's at 80, and the huge one is up at 4,400. So there's some premium, and things are going up there today. We'll see where they open up, but you can go up above 4,400 a bit, and 44.10, 15, not as much, but 44.10. And I know that isn't that far away, but and so, it's a choice. The thing is, things are up here, and we'll see where they are relative to yesterday's high when we look at the futures and spiders. But that's, if you want to do it, you got to go up above 4,400 and big whole number, large open interest. And, just based on that, and, let's clean this up here. This 43.75, we might just be stuck here in this area until Friday. All right, so keep that in mind. The spiders are here. You see a little pop there, news, and 43.50 or 37.50. So it's still below yesterday's high. Well, it's right up there from the afternoon high. Well, it's close to the high. So we got a red bar for the moment being ignored with a gap up toward the high there. Obviously, there's resistance. So we're going to wait to see what the reaction is to that high. So it's a bullish gap at the open anyway, ignoring a topping tail bar. It's in an uptrend. It's what it's supposed to do. Now we'll see if it actually holds on to it. So looking a little further out, at the end of the day, should we get a gap up bar with a red bar, you apply bar by bar analysis, if we should get a red bar that's closing down here in combination with a green bar ignored, a topping tail bar, and a gap reversal bar, you got to bet on the downside. Now, then from there, knowing that 43.50 is a big level on SPX, maybe it holds there. But what I wanted to say before with these setups at open interest, well, let's just call this line here 43.50, and let's just say that things come down here. So that considered, it's going to be like a support level. Well, just like anything else we look at based on MTS, okay, that's something as a reference point. Is there something really there to the left? Support-wise, not too much. But this IO, let's call it IO, let's say it just stops it there. And just like anything that reaches support level, should it go sideways and get tight and maybe get some topping tail bars, and we getting this kind of a pattern on the daily chart, well, you can, I think, kiss that idea goodbye, and it would open up the door to something more significant to the downside. Now, the opposite of that, we get a green bar, 4,400 is a big level, and it starts going sideways there like, you know what, you got something to sell, bring it on. Well, maybe you get a pop on Friday. So right now, just the way things are, I think it's could be just more of a flip-flopping around for now. We just went over that, Glenn. I don't know about 44.50 for Friday. I mean, my crystal ball gets a little foggy on these SPX options going out a couple of days, but just based on the way things are now, I think it's a viable, level, but let's see how things shape up. Yeah. So what I said, Glenn, was look for below 43.50 and above 4,400. And you'll see what premium is there. All right. All right. Futures, since they're trading, you can see they're just moving inside the red bar. But when we look at SPX and SPY, it's gapping up to the high, and it's already up here. I'm getting a wide range bar. So on this time frame, says this momentum move is going to come to an end. Right? Now we wait to see the reaction, how much the momentum stalls. Does it, form a pivot up there? Does it break out and fail and come back in again? The immediate message here is don't press the button on the long side right here after it's already run up multiple bars in a row and you got a wide range bar. Wait and see what it's going to do. And it's not a short either, because even looking at the 5-minute chart, that's actually an igniting bar, but it's, was news. And so we'd wait to see if this jiggles around up here and maybe makes a new high, loses momentum, starts to roll back over. In any event, that's in an uptrend for now. So starting off the day bullishly, but not at a level where we want to even consider a long at the moment. The Dow, similar pattern. And I tell you, if it closes that way, I mean, that is, in front of that prior high, the intraday highs up there, 35,000. It's a big number, but that's a bullish pattern of a wide range bar, going up and sideways like that. And this isn't a complete bar, of course. It could be a red bar, but a bar that breaks a prior red bar's low and closes like that, that's a buy setup. Just looking at the actual Dow, see the red bar. Let's go to the diamond so we can see where they're trading. Where are the diamonds? Anyway, you see the wide range bar. Right. So there was a gap up, and then a red bar yesterday. And so 43, let's call it 350-ish, just gapping up there, similar to S&Ps. What do when they get there? Jiggle around, go sideways until 10 o'clock, break out, bullish, or break down below this level here. NASDAQ just doesn't stop. And, wide range bar getting up to the highs there, multiple weeks up. How high can it go? As high as it wants, right? 15,000. That's a big number there, got rejected. So factory work, we've been saying this all along, we do it every day, factory work. Oh, we've got a push up. We've got a red bar. It was ignored. Wide range bar. Does it stay in the upper half? Reversal. Starts going up. Does it ever break a prior day's low? Yes, it does. What happens the next day? Oh, it went back up again. Bull market trend, and so on. Big bottoming tail bar. Right? Bull market trend, topping tail. So far ignored. But momentum is slowing. Think big momentum, little candle ranges. And I hate these little candle ranges because they're just intraday. I'll use the word suck for intraday trading. So things with big ranges and big moves are the best for intraday trading. But so I'd like to see some range expansion. I don't, up or down, it all works. Russell, it's down at the bottom here. Big down day yesterday. We're getting a bit of a recovery here. So, making the bottom and reversal, nice kind of move coming up into resistance there. Bonds, 10-year, it's a buy setup. And so yesterday it was a big nasty move down, and now it's recovering and retracing back up. And, it's a more normal type of move where it came out of the range there and pull back into the top of the range in a reversal. So we'll see what happens there. The 10-year, which up, gapping down, the 5-year, which moved back up. So we're keeping an eye to see if these continue to contract the spread between the longer and the shorter. And everything just continues to flip-flop. Gold acting pretty well, hitting those converging moving averages there, but nothing to the left. As you can see, I can compress this. We can get a little more data. That's kind of far away, but as you can see, right? So when we look at moving averages, and they're widely followed, the 50 and the 200, traders will trade against them. And when we look to the left and just a momentum move down, there's nothing there, but we can take a look inside the bars, right? 18, 30, 40, 30, 40. And it's got this little pivot there, but it's exceeded that. And you can see there's just nothing there. There's nothing there. And some that fall victim to the typical type of analysis might be looking at this area. It's totally out of the picture. Neutralized, as I would call it, just forget about it. It's been played up and down. So, and Bitcoin, silver, it's been an underperformer. I'm kind of still trying to play catch up with gold. Maybe a good close today, it'll do that. there's all this inflation talk, and seems like everyone, well, many of the talking heads that are paid attention to are coming out talking inflation, and that Powell is got his head in the sand. But we'll see over time. Inflation growing, he better do something. He says, don't worry about it. Anyway,
So
Bitcoin.
Greg,
Yeah.
talking about Powell, so I don't have to start off with a soapbox today. Why on earth did he come out at 8:30 a.m. and say, "Oh, you all don't worry. I'll give you advance notice when I start tightening monetary policy." Well, guess what? He's already done that many times. So what on earth made him come out and say that this morning?
Dan.
Why? That's why I wanted you to take it.
Corruption.
Hey, come on, man. Are
They're
you
all,
trying
they're
to bubble up higher on purpose?
It's kind of like, make an analogy. It's like somebody has robbed you, lied to you, um, whatever bad things, somebody you've done business with, so to speak, and you want to believe them. And they say, hey, Dan, don't worry. The check's in the mail. Well, that's what he's saying. The check's in the mail. You know, if we're going to believe that, we're not. We're just going to look at the charts and see what they say, because those that have billions of dollars to deploy in the market, banks and hedge funds and so on, are going to move interest rates and other intermarket information that we'll rely on. And that's why we call it techno fundamentals. And if we're going to get our investment advice from politicians, no matter which side of the aisle they're on, well, that's starting the wrong way. But these people, who obviously are criminals, and so many different things that you can go and look at, it's a little disheartening, because we all want to believe wherever we're a citizen of, that things are good and legitimate, and so I guess we're all a little naive over the years in that way. But this is just personally too much in my face. Anyway, what do we care? We just want to make money. So we just continue to look at the charts. All right. Transports. We need a miracle turnaround with these things, because we continue to see things that move the economy underperform, and like airlines still look like they're going to go lower, and the cruise lines and things that move goods and services, that's not a good thing. But the technology and so on keeps going up, so don't fight it. Recognize it, but don't fight it. And you can take over the soapbox, Dan.
All right. Good morning. Yeah, Joe, of course we don't fight the charts. Of course not. When I just saw that news hit my phone and then they're talking about it, I'm just shaking my head. It's like you were just intentionally, then spiders were ripping. That's what caused that. And then, yeah, I know the PPI came out, but come on, man. All right, I'll leave it at that. All right, so our opens look fine. We did put on a call spread yesterday in Square, gapping up a little bit with the Qs. Dash. Dash looks like an ad under yesterday's low. Even for a day trade short, I see one print up here at 180. I hope that's not true in liquid, because otherwise then it's gapping over yesterday's high. We have a higher call spread, but still under yesterday's low looks good. I just posted this as a 30-minute high. This looks great. Bottoming pattern. Breakdown yet an upside today. Well, next Wednesday we're talking about upside and down, breakout and breakdown failures. Here was actually a breakout failure. Here was a breakdown failure on support. And now it's a gap breakout or gap in, these prior highs. So I like this a lot for a 30-minute high. I posted that already. Tim DLTH. I don't see any gapper and I see no pattern, so I'm not crazy about that at all. It was a sloppy buy setup and then it was a failed buy setup. So even though it's bullish weekly and monthly, the daily needs some help. Oh, and also I don't know if I told you, I sent it to Telegram, but when I turn on the computer in the morning, I obviously, I turn on the TV first and see where the futures are, but then I turn on my computer and check all our open positions to see if we have any problems or gifts on our hands. And I noticed we had a gift today. Remember this breakout we bought and it was dead money for a little bit. And then finally, today's Wednesday, on Monday, it finally got itself in gear. And we said yesterday, this is a beautiful close. You can add over yesterday's high. Well, not anymore because of the gap, but we sold half pre-market right here at 1990, and that's a huge percent. So that was a gift. BTSS. Look at that. That thing just ripped 50% pre-market. Look at that. Nothing to do with that. I don't know what the news is, but it is rocking. This thing has been rocking also. It's not as extended. So if you were to day trade it, this one is a superior possible setup because it's pre-market bullish consolidation at resistance. It's a buyout. No wonder it's kind of just hanging here. I didn't even look at the news, Rangan, because I didn't care. Okay, so that's why it's sitting here in a coma at 1990. Nice. All right, well, I moved stop 30-minute low. I'll just leave it like that because if it's a buyout, a 30-minute low, it should not drop much at all unless other news comes out and says, oh, we were kidding. Oliver coin. Coin, no. It's trying to bottom and it's just very sloppy. No, I got no interest in coin right now. We actually had 2 open trades in that stopped out yesterday. GCOS, nasty gap down. Look at that, 74 to 54. I don't know. We could come back in an hour. This thing, JZXN, blasted pre-market. I don't know. It's worth watching. We'll come back to it. Oh, does anybody know what this company is? UP? UP? When I was reading the journal today, there was a big old article, full-page ad that said the private jet company is now public. It's actually cute advertising. So this is like those Wheels Up company. And so now they said they're public. So this looks like a SPAC to me. SPACs kind of hover around $10 for some reason. I don't know. We'll watch it. So that's CVA we talked about. And Jeffries, I don't know if this was earnings, but this is a beautiful bullish gap over a 1, 2, 3. The problem is the gap's too big. The gap's too big for me for a new trade, but it's actually a beautiful setup. You got this bullish gap from this bar. You got fluid, big old oversold move down, and this is fluid, so it can move back up. If this were gapping just to, like, let's say 32.60, then I would be all over this for a 30-minute high. Well, Jim, I talked about that. There's no volume, so we don't know yet. But yeah, if it is opening there, then we got a problem. But no, now that I see prints, it's 178. So we're okay for now. Airlines, oh, Marriott CEO was on the box today. Um, he was saying they got beautiful pricing ability, which has, been helping it a little bit. Hotels and jets and cruise ships, you might get a little bounce here, but these are some damaged charts. Um, American had earnings. Well, that's a better gap right there. McGraw, see if you can get us a $20 put spread or naked puts. It's a 5 minute high. 5 minute high. That is a nice put trade. So I need some help with the open. Delta here also reported, and that's gapping up a little bit. And that CEO was on, and you don't know who to trust. You just don't know. So this CEO is getting on. He's there being interviewed, and they ask him, "Hey, when is I know pleasure travel is back, but what about business travel? Do you have a concern?" Oh no, oh no, it'll be back to 100%. Like what planet are you on if you think business travel is going back to 100%? I mean, I read articles about these companies that that's been a beneficiary of Corona because the changes that they're making are saving them a boatload of money, and travel is one of them. Yeah, snow. Yep, snow. We got a put spread. All right. See, our dash is better now. See, you see what I mean? Whoever asked me that about the gap, I said I don't trust pre-market gaps unless it's liquid. So 10-minute low. I'm saying 10 minutes just because Q's, spiders, diamonds are all very bullish right now.